Going on, Bigfoot World? Go live tonight, see if it lets us this week. Things go. Can everybody see me, hear me pretty good? See how this for tonight. I see everybody made it before me. That's a good thing. What are you doing? I see you talking about cookies too. She's here. But how's everybody on this Christmas, winter, rainy month? It's been a long one. But by now, you guys probably seen that video. It gets interesting every time I get out there, guys. Something always happens. Something changes. There's always something going on out there. It got crazy this past weekend. I didn't get that. Rick, Kelly, Brenda, Renee. I see everybody's on here chatting before me. I don't know if my mom's on here yet. She said she's gonna be on here sometime tonight. But can everybody hear pretty good? See pretty good? Do I gotta break any laptops again tonight? I've been watching everybody's weather on there. It's gonna be a nasty winter. It seemed like one day it's like cold, 20 degrees, then the very next day it's 40 degrees, 45 degrees. Then the next day everybody's gonna be sick, wondering why. Says it's freezing up. Maria, you're gonna have to settle down. You're messing up my internet. I got Mama tonight, Maria for the weekend. It's gonna be a long weekend with them two girls here. Yeah, it's been raining here too. It's pouring down right now. So that's why I figured the storm be giving me a problem with the internet, but it's so far it seemed pretty good. Let's hope it lasts, guys. Keep our fingers crossed. That's all we can do because my internet's shit to begin with. It's been pretty warm here. Like the last 2 days, it's been pretty warm, but the last weekend, man, it was cold. We got snow and then rain. Then it's going to be freezing after the rain comes. It's the weather don't know what it wants to do out there. I hear you, Brenda. We definitely got to keep the fingers crossed. But guys, my main mission last weekend, going out there in Bigfoot land, I basically wanted to see if there was any activity to see if they still hanging around for the winter time. And I know you guys didn't really hear it that well on the videos, but when I went back in through there was one. Once I got onto the second layer, there was one that like back the direction that I came from. He was playing drums on wood. He was full fledged playing drums, and it's like he didn't want me to go up onto the third layer. So I turned around and went back down around, went to the direction that I was going and cut in between the rocks. And as soon as I cut in between the rocks, the drumming stopped. So I took a couple more, and then I seen that big pool of blood. I was like, "Oh shit! What did I run into? What does he lead me to?" And then I started running into some like there was one set of footprints walking in through there. It's like it seemed like it was the snow is probably about 2 days old, so his footprints probably a day old. It had to be a hunter going in there tracking a deer, and it just caught me off guard when I went up and around there. Busy got to watch. It's an interesting one, but I thought they was gonna flag it because of the how I put the thumbnail. And it was like one big puddle of blood, and then following the red trail. I couldn't put nothing to do with blood because then they would automatically take that down. So I just pretty much did it like that, and it turned out all right. That nobody flagged me yet. So far, it's been hanging on in there. I can't wait to go back this weekend. I want to check out the maze and down in the ravine area because I think in the wintertime they go down in the bottom, down in where it's low, where there ain't too many people that gets down in there when it snows. I think they go low in the wintertime in the mountain and low in the Appalachian, and then like in the summertime they'll go higher up to the mountaintops. So I want to like this rest of these next couple of weeks, these next 2 months, I want to focus like down around the ridge lines, bottom of the mountains instead of up high. I want like maybe a couple hundred yards up, but my main focus is going to be at the bottom, like around the maze area, around the ravine, where I had Bigfoot in the hole at. I want to check out that, see if there's any changes. There's a few things I want to check out this winter. I'm almost certain that they go low during the winter time. They lay pretty low where people maybe 8,000 feet above sea level, 9,000. I'm not sure, but the elk they stay pretty high up and they don't come down this low at the end of the mountain. So I don't see them following elk down this way. It's I hear everybody, all the researchers talking about they migrate, they leave out for the winter time, they ship out. And for a while, I was believing it. But last winter, I found footprints. I followed them about 2 miles. And then this year, I got a good bit of activity with the tree knocks, with the drumming, with the voices I've been hearing out there. So it's definitely there's definitely activity going on in the wintertime. I just don't think it's as much. I don't think they're as active. I think they hide a little bit more in the wintertime. Going on, Bobby Joe. I see you pop on there. My phone's dying. They might stay low, but night maybe they go up and yeah, I think you're on to something that with that, Brenda. I think they do most of the traveling through the night and stay low during the day. But like I said, I'm not going back out there in nighttime this winter. Not till I got a couple people with me. You're not gonna catch me back out there. That was a bad experience. My last trip out, I learned my lesson. I just can't do it. I, I didn't even let the girls don't even know about it yet. I didn't let them watch that video. But I'm definitely not going back out there at night by myself. It's not happening. No way I can do that. Robert, yeah, I got the PO box. You didn't get that? Yeah, definitely got it. Let's see. I'll put it. I'll put the PO box in the description over here before I end. If for some reason Robert it crashes and I don't get to put it down there, I'll make sure I put it in there. It'll definitely be in there. But I saw it about Mount St. Helens. The Bigfoot, the attack or whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, I got you. Um, she scared you, man. I didn't hear it at that night. At that night when I was coming off of there, out of there, trying to get back to my rock, I didn't hear it. But right when my light started going off and on by itself, when I had to keep pushing the button to turn them back on, I heard a growl on video. When I was going back watching over the videos, that growl was so close behind me. It sounded like it was right there over my shoulder, and I just kept playing with the light, talking about my light, and right behind me. And then like a couple seconds later, I turned around to see what it was because I heard it kick rocks. And I just said, I gotta go. It's getting too close. It's testing me. I don't want to do this no more. All I knew, it seemed like that rock was base. It was like once I hit that rock, I was safe. It was like a false sense of security type of shit because I knew that it could definitely get up. That bear would definitely climb up that rock without a problem because I had to climb up this tree and then step over to the rock to get up on it, to get away from it. And when I did, I could hear him going around, grunting around the rock like 3 times. I just kept hollering, man, get away from me. Just go. You already got my bag. Get on. And I laid there real quiet. And then, like 5 minutes later, you can hear him walking away, creeping off into the brush. And once I heard him, like about 100 yards out, breaking limbs as he's walking away, that's when I snuck down over the other side and headed out on the opposite side of the mountain. It was like 3 hours extra walk, but it saved me. It got me away from that bear. But do you find regular flashlights or LED? It seemed like the LED are they're a lot brighter, but they don't last that long when it comes to the batteries. I'm still going to stick with the LEDs. I need to get better and bigger LED lights, but it seemed like the battery sources they don't last that long when it comes to the LED lights. What's going on? What was that? Good to see you made it. HR, I think in about 3 weeks, right after Christmas, like in January, February, me and Fred was talking about doing some kind of like a survival thing down in the bottom, down in the ravine. Put up a tent up there. He got this big space heater we can set up, and I think we're going to try something after Christmas, after New Year's. We're going to try something like that down in the ravine to see what happens, see how they act at nighttime in the wintertime. That'd be experience in itself. It'd be a cold trip, but it'd definitely be worth it. I just gotta have somebody with me. I ain't going by myself. You need a 16-watt luminous bright light. Yeah, that sounds like it costs, but I'm gonna definitely get one. After this Christmas season's over, after the New Year's, I'm definitely gonna get some better equipment, without a doubt. Look into industrial batteries. Yeah, that's a good idea. Last longer. It might cost a little bit more, but at least they last longer out in the woods. So I'm gonna definitely look into that one. Right, Kelly? It's been hectic these last couple of weeks. Every time I go out, something crazy happens. It's like something different. Every time I go out there, them woods never let me down. I don't never know what to expect out there, especially by myself. It seems like by myself, all the animals, no matter what it is, even the deer was testing me out there, coming up real close to me, snorting at me. Them buck are getting ignorant nowadays. It's like, what the hell's wrong with these animals? The squirrels jumping over my head from tree to tree. Them things are supposed to be hibernating and shit, but they're out. Everything's out running around like it's still summertime. I can't figure it out. Everything, even the hibernating animals, they're out playing around. Yeah, the Bucks are in rut season. You're right, Renee. Was that Renee that said that? Yeah, I think it was Renee. But man, these deer are getting retarded out there. They'll test you more than a bear will. Most of the time, the bear usually run away from you. That was like one fluke. The last time when I was out there, that it was because I had that banana nut bread in my backpack, and that pecan pie. I'll never do that again. I'll go hungry before I take a backpack full of food out there in the woods. It's only for one night. I'll make it till the next morning. I'm never taking food out there with me again. Leave peanuts. I got some peanut butter for him and some fruit, some apples. I got some other things for him. But every time by the time I remember to take that stuff out there, I'm already on top of the mountain. It's like, damn, I forgot that peanut butter again. It's like I keep losing my mind. I can't. But this weekend, I'm gonna take some peanut butter up there, some apples, and some marbles. I got some marbles for him, and I'm gonna steal one of Cookie's toys. She don't know it yet, but I got one of Cookie's toys. I'm gonna take up there and see if they move it around. Because I noticed they up there in Bigfoot land, they got stuffed animals that they got from that garbage pile, and they got stuffed animals stuck up in the trees throughout that forest out there. And it's mainly just like the stuffed animals are the dogs, the deer, and that's it. All the baby dolls and all the other human like toys, they just left them lay there, and the animals they took off, and it seemed like they're more attracted to the animal toys. So I'm gonna get a couple together and put them up on a log form with the apples and the peanut butter. the pole shift recently, maybe because of change. You're right, and the animals are definitely acting strange. All of them. It's not just the deer. It's all animals that I've come across out there. They're acting weird, really weird. You can get close to them. You can walk pretty much right up to them and touch them. It's like the animals lost their fear of man. That's what it feels like out there because they don't care anymore. You can walk up to them, they'll just lay there. They're not really acting aggressive. It's just usually when you walk up to a deer, they run off from you and they're skittish. The bucks, the doe, the baby ones. But now it's like they're standing around and they'll just sit there and watch you walk right up to them, walk right past them. I was talking to one the other day, just walking right past him. How you doing, buddy? I'll see you later on the way back through. And he just stood there and watched me walk the whole way up around him. He didn't even flinch, like he didn't care that I was even there. So I thought that was pretty cool. What's going on, Kim? I see you on there. But these animals are changing. I don't know how it is up in you guys' neck of the woods, but here in Pennsylvania, these I definitely noticed a big change in these animals. The next time I'm out, I'm gonna film it as much as I can. The next encounter I have with these animals, I'll show you how close I can get to them lately, and it's just crazy. It blows my mind. But it's most of the time when I'm walking in, and I usually got my camera back in my backpack already packed away, and I don't take my camera out until I get back up into the forest, and then I'll sit down, take a break, and then take my camera and everything out and get ready to film. But most of all my animal encounters happen while I'm going from the highway up into the forest, and I'm gonna need to once I get out the car, have my camera ready, and as I'm walking in, just just be ready to film just in case. So next time I'll be ready. It's definitely hunting season right now. That's why I'm down. I'm just limited to going out to 1 day a week. On Sunday, them guys ain't allowed to hunt. So that's what I'm thinking that blood was that I was tracking. I think a hunter might have got a deer the day before and couldn't find it because I seen where he was walking in in between the rocks, but then his track ended and the blood just kept on circling out around the rocks, and I just kept following it, and I didn't see the deer, and I didn't see no marks where it got drug off. I didn't find no gut pile. How the hunters usually well, when they find the deer, they'll gut it and leave the gut pile to lay and then drag the deer off. I didn't see none of that. I didn't find none of that. The only thing that I found was a couple deer tracks and pools of blood and then splatter spots along the way I was tracking out through. But I never found where the deer landed, where he got drug off or none of that. So that kind of blew my mind in itself. I know there was human footprints walking through there like he was tracking that deer, but at the same time, I kept on tracking the deer after the human prints ended, and I still didn't find where the deer landed. So that blew my mind in itself. My dog looked two directions and cried and howling, but wasn't growling. Both season or black powder. I'm not sure. Just regular deer, regular rifle hunting. It's not. I think bow season was before buck season, so now it's just buck season right now until I think December 21st, maybe 22nd. I'm not sure on the exact date. I have to look it up, but right now I'm pretty down to Sundays because there ain't nobody allowed to hunt on Sundays, and if they are, they're poaching. And if I get shot while they're poaching, then their ass is in trouble. That's on them. It'll be on film. So hopefully you guys find that camera out there. Got the deer. No, I didn't. That's what I was saying. I couldn't find the deer that I was tracking. I found the putt. I tracked the blood the whole way. The human prints ended a, a good 100 yards before the blood track ended. So I never found where it landed, where it laid down, or where it got drug off. I didn't find the gut power, none of that. Everything was it was gone. The deer was completely gone. So that was like different. That's something that blew my mind. I can't explain. Because usually if the human hunter would find it, he would gut it right there, leave everything lay out, and then drag the deer off, and you'd find the remains right there. But there was none of that whatsoever. What's going on, Woodburger Farm? Deer regular firearms. Yeah, he's a real hunter. You want to know something? As Woodburger, he he's the hunting man. I'm not into that hunting. I tried it one time. I tried it once with my pap, and the thing is, if you don't kill the deer on the first shot, you got to go up there and put it down. And that was like my first experience. I heard the deer like cry. I seen her cry, scream, and once you witness that, you'll never ever hunt again. I just couldn't do it. So I put hunting down. That I felt that wasn't for me. Once I heard them sounds, it's it'll stop anybody from hunting. Yeah, he definitely is cool. He's one of the coolest guys out there. Once you get to know him, and he knows what he's talking about. That's another thing about him. I can't either, Pamela. I just got too many animals myself. I've been around them. It's not in me. Yeah, Woodburger Farm definitely knows his shit about hunting. When it comes down to hunting, he knows everything there is to know. I'm not the one to talk to about hunting. Me neither, Mary, for at all, for nothing. It's not in me. I'm not built like that. I'll start first, or I'll find a fruit tree somewhere, but I'll survive without it. The only way I well killed deer, I was nah. I wouldn't. I couldn't even do it then. I'd eat roots. I'd find some other way, or I'd have somebody eat. I just couldn't do it at all. She would be different times, different directions. No, that's not a threat. That's them warning the rest of the tribe that you're coming into them. That's all that means. When they whoop, you hear them whooping a couple different directions. They're letting each other know, and they're letting each other know that you're coming in. That's not really a threat. When you coming in, when you come into them, and you'll know without a doubt. Your heart, mind, and soul will know when they're threatening you. Going on, mom? But when you're coming into a situation like that and they start whooping on both sides of you, that's normally just letting each other know that they're where they're located, and that you're there. That's not really a threat on them getting ready to attack you. But if you hear a growl, a light rumble, or if they start pounding on your chest, sounds like that, or stomping at the ground, that's one of the signs. You hear them stomping, that's a good sign to just start backing out. Keep your eyes open, and just back up, because they've usually got you surrounded by then. By that point, they got the upper hand, and back out because they don't want you in there. Come back another day, see how they are, see if they're in a better mood. Try them again later. But just whooping, that's they're not threatening you at all. They're just letting each other know that you're coming in, and where they are. Good to see you, Ma. I see you running late. We was talking about you on here. You're gonna have to go back and watch it, see what we was talking about you about. I told the fans you gonna hit the woods with me, Ma. I gotta get my mom in the woods. I think it'll be a crazy video that had my mom in the woods with Deb. that that'd be funny as shit. Oh man, that would be a video. But yeah, you're late, Ma. You forgot to tell everybody hit the like button, Ma. You're way behind. But that would be a good video. I'm gonna have to check in the Deb, see what her schedule is like. See if she want to go to the woods with my mom. Right? It'd be an interesting trip. That'd be something I'd love to film. Look up chicken farms or any industrial farming on YouTube and see how the animals are treated. Right? I already know. You said a mouthful right there, Rick. I already know. My mom's boyfriend can tell you a story about a chicken factory. My mom can tell you a story about it. What is it, Mom? What was it? A turkey factory? It's very inhumane how they treat them animals, and that's another reason I don't even like chickens. I don't like turkey. I don't, because my mom's boyfriend years ago in Missouri used to work at a turkey factory, and the way they treat them, they had them birds by around their necks on a belt up in the ceilings, just going along and just getting tortured along the way. I worked at a turkey factory. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Ma. Then there's this one room that there's this guy in there. I was young at the time, but I still remember it. This dude was in this room up to almost his waist in turkey blood. His job was when they was coming down the line, he was slicing them their throats as they was coming like down the belt, down the track, and he was cutting them, and you could see the blood squirting out. And this dude just that's one job I would never do ever. I would never work in an animal factory or slaughterhouse. Rick's right about that. When it comes to that shit, yeah, but I can't do it. I don't. I like my animals. I become friends with them, and then I just be screwed. I'd be shit out of luck. I wouldn't be able to eat them. They'd be turning around eating my ass. But inhumane ain't the word for it. Them factories, I've seen them firsthand experienced it myself. It's very inhumane how they do these animals. Sometimes even the slaughterhouses, a lot of times they say it's cheaper to use a sledgehammer. They don't even want to use the proper. I don't even want to talk about it. You guys have had me think about that the rest of the night. But you're right. Let's change it. Vern, how about them spiders? Shit. We ain't gonna talk about them damn spiders at all. Did you guys check out the store? I got one of them shirts. I made a shirt. It says "Into the Woods with Jeff." It's white with black letters. Then on the back of it, it's got a big spider climbing down the back. I made it just because of that video. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You guys got to check that out. I'll send a link in the description too. But don't let me forget to put the PO box up again. I'll post that up so you guys can send some mail. I ain't get no mail yet, but it's only been a couple days, and I already know what month it is. This is like, man, I know we're supposed to have good feelings and everything about this month, but this weather been jacking me up, man. I mean, it's cold, and then it's warm, then it's raining, then it's cold. It's like the weather don't know what to want. I'd be cool if it's just stay cold or just make up his mind. I don't know to put on shorts or put on a snowsuit that day. It's like, thanks, man. I see you. I gotta go, guys. My cousin. All right. Talk to you next. I'll check you out next Friday, Pamela. No hard feelings for not sticking around. I understand. Family comes first, without a doubt. Isn't that your grandma's PO box? What? I eat meat, Albert. Yeah, I do too, but I eat meat from the grocery store. I don't kill my own. Where did that go? I just lost it. But too, but it gotta come. Yeah, because somebody just brought me a tenderloin down, and that was some of the best meat I had in a long time because we sliced it up and we put hot pepper cheese on it and, and melted that into the oven and went from there. But I didn't. When it comes to that, what are you doing, Mama? I'm trying to read this. Yeah, back up. No, back up. Did it come back? I can never get one good night of going live. It's going to start messing with. It's always. It's a human thing, I guess. Hopefully, this thing lasts. I hope it stays on for a little while before I start talking about something that could potentially get me into trouble. Leave that in the dust. Leave that behind. King, you are wearing. That's good. That was definitely good tenderloin we ate the other day. It was just the way it was, the way the hot pepper jack melted down into it. I'm about to go make another one right after this live feed. Family and your next moves. My next moves. That's what I was talking about. It's there's still snow up on the mountain, so this weekend I think I'm going to be going down, checking out the maze, going in up into the maze to see if they did any changes up inside there. And down in the bottom, down at the ravine. If I follow that all the way down in, there's a creek that runs down in, and then it winds off. It's like an island out in the middle. So I want to go down out into there. There's this rock that they climb up underneath and lay down that I found a few years back, and I pretty much just left it for them. I haven't been messing with it. Nobody really goes down there, so I want to check that out too. So I'm gonna try to check mainly where I had Bigfoot in the hole at a couple years ago. I'm gonna check that out. The maze will be coming up this week, and the ravine be coming up this week. So there's a few good videos that I'm going to be putting up this week once I get out there. Long as this rain lets up. This rain's supposed to let up, but today and tomorrow it's supposed to rain, and then Sunday, hopefully the rain lets up. I'll definitely be out there by myself. It seems like you get more activity when you're by yourself out there. You can sneak in there a little bit better. Even with the snow, they didn't care. They heard me coming and they were still making all kind of noise out around there. It's like they don't care when you're out there by yourself. I don't know. And plus, this tribe that I'm with now, they pretty much know me in there. So I think that got a lot to do with it. These past 4 years of me going in and out in the same spot, they they see me enough to where I think in the beginning they used to push off, but this past year they pretty much been just laying low and just watching us pass instead of pushing off when we come in. So I think there's big changes that happened this year so far with this tribe that we've been messing with. Do you have bird spray? Not yet, but I said I've been thinking about it. I've been saying I'm going to get it before this year's out. I will definitely have bird spray, especially after the last incident that I had on the overnight. I I definitely am going to get some bear spray. That's at the top of the list. That's at the top of the list with the lights, the LED lights. You're gonna have to get him. Is there a way to send you a photo from your video? I found something pretty good. Yeah, Karen, jump over on the Facebook, Jeff Friend. I'll even add you on. I got a private room or it's a private page over there. It's Jeff Friend Into the Woods with Jeff. Just come on over and I'll add you in. There's a lot of good pictures on there already. If you guys want to come over and check them out, I'm waiting for Bobby Joe to put some pictures up. Her Weldon been telling me all about these pictures you got hiding up, but you ain't been sharing them with us. You've been keeping them to yourself, Bobby Joe. We want to see them too. But yeah, I'm gonna start getting out there a little bit more. Last week was just so cold. This last couple of videos, it was freezing out there. It was in the 20s with the wind chill. I don't even know up on top of that mountain. It was just so cold. She probably is, Renee. How much Omaha do you have left? None at all whatsoever. It's all gone. It was gone like 2 days later. But that's some of the guys. If you guys want some marinated meat, Gene sent me some Omaha steaks, some Omaha burgers. That's some of the best meat in the world. Why he's talking about meat. And I'm not trying to go back to that conversation. Gene must have just been in the shadows watching what we was talking about and then come in with that. But that was some of the best meat too. Gene's right. The Omaha steaks and the Omaha burgers. You definitely guys, you definitely want to try that. I have to find my SD card. That sound like a plan. It sound like a plan, Bobby J. We'd definitely like to see him. And I got a bunch of them over there. If you ain't seen them yet, you can come over and check them out. There's gonna be a lot more coming up. Yeah, I'm scared to put my phone in. I have so many pictures on here that I'm just scared to put my phone in the computer because this is how I got that virus on my computer. Now I'm down to just this laptop until after Christmas. I'm gonna go get a better desktop and better internet. I'm working on internet first, guys. I'll keep this laptop if I have to, but I definitely number one thing is better internet. That's my goal. I have anything bear spray is pepper spray. I don't know. I know the pepper spray they only give you in them little tiny things, and I don't think that's gonna be enough. That'll piss a bear off, make him want to jump on me. I want to get one of them big ass cans that you gotta hose them down like a fire hydrant. I want one of them bear can sprays. I want to make sure they back up whenever they come at me. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to shoot them or kill them or nothing. I back up, spray his ass down blindly for about 10 minutes so I can haul ass up out of there. What are you going to do when you decide to step out and grab the hold of you? These ones, I don't think I'll have that. I don't think I'll ever have that problem with. But over where when we go to the cave, now them are, I think they're a whole different tribe, and they don't play. They don't run from you, and they don't play. They'll hit you with rocks. They'll do whatever it takes to get you out of there. That place scares me. It scared me more than a little bit. That place around that cave, and the more I look up about that cave, there's so many stories. Could you please get the dog? Cookie and Ted's fighting over a toy. But over at the cave, as I was saying, is one place, and that's a whole. They act totally different from where I've been going. And I won't go to the cave without Fred or my Uncle Joe. You can't hear her, Mom? She's over there barking with Ted, playing with the cat. You get some quarter sticks. Yeah, I ain't trying to kill myself, Gene. And guys, thanks for hitting that like button. It helps a lot with YouTube, man, because YouTube really been acting up. It definitely helps. Yep. I see, Michelle. Says that on the animal. Saw a video about a cow that was so fat couldn't walk. I know. I don't even watch it like that. Just because, and there really ain't nothing we can do about it. Just watch. I don't see her. Cookies. Grandma wants to see you, puppies. Come on, Cook. Come here, Cook. Cookies get mad because I got a toy. But here she is, ma.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Hit the like button. Thanks. That means a lot. And it did jump up. It like almost doubled. That's pretty cool. Yeah. But she's off playing, Mom. She don't want to be on live. She playing with Ted and the cat.
The cat?
And Maria. But you guys got any ideas you want me to try when I get up there in the maze? Anything you want me to leave behind?
What's up, Chihuahua?
Right, that would be. That's a good idea, Brenda. What are you doing? You didn't watch that video, man? Oh, you came late. You didn't hear the story about that. I think it was a deer. I'm pretty sure somebody hit a deer out there the day before and couldn't find it because I seen where he was tracking the deer, and I just kept finding pools of blood. And as I was coming out around these rocks, it started splatting out, but I couldn't find where the deer fell. I couldn't find where the hunter gutted it at or drug the deer off. I couldn't find none of that. There was no activity and no sign and none of that. It's like the blood just ended. Even the tracks just ended. I couldn't find no more sign of it. But there was no tracks around. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a weird event that I just gotta chalk up as who knows what happened. Yeah, Mary, I definitely got a jar of peanut butter waiting. Actually, when I get off of this live, while it's fresh on my mind, I'm gonna put it in my backpack, and hopefully I can make it up there without getting attacked with it. But I don't think peanut butter leaves too much of a smell inside the jar, so I really ain't got to worry about that. That's what I was thinking, Brenda, because when I was over there on the second stop, when I was over on the second layer, that's when the drumming started over there toward where the blood was. That's what made me come down around and follow where the drumming was coming from. It's like he was trying to lead me back there to that spot. And I felt like once I seen the blood, I was like, damn, is he setting me up? Did he try to bring me up in between these rocks to smack me or something? I had some messed up thoughts in my head. That's why I just kept filming and walking. I was like, guys, do you see this shit? And I kept going out around the rocks. And once I seen that there was nothing there, and that's what went through my mind. Like he picked this up and walked off with it, or he climbed up on the rock face with it. Is what went through my mind. So I made the left and said, "Well, guys, it's time for me to go." And it's like my fight and flight instincts kicked in, and I didn't want no parts of that area. It's like I felt like I was getting set up. You give me some coffee, but I felt like I was getting set up going back there because he was drumming real loud, and it surprised me that the camera didn't pick it up. I mean, I was real surprised because it was so loud. It just echoed. You could hear it echoing through all the trees, and the camera didn't really pick it up. I turned my big screen up all the way, and I could barely hear it. I could barely pick it up. but it was only on my big screen. On the computer, I couldn't hear it at all. But it felt like he was leading me back there in between them rocks where the blood was. I don't know if it was to find the blood or if he was setting me up. I thought that's what the feeling I had, like he was setting me up, like he was saying, "Come on back here, you're next." So I hurry up and V line back up out of there. It was time to go. They were playing drums, like with the two sticks. It wasn't human. It wasn't human, but it wasn't woodpecker. It was like a offbeat drumming, like he couldn't drum. Like he was trying to play a beat, but he just couldn't get that beat down pat. It was so off. I knew it wasn't a human. And the whoops, I could hear whoops coming from like a couple different sides behind me and in front of me where the drummer was coming from. I want to check them spots out, but I don't think it's going to be this week, this Sunday. I think the following Sunday, I'm going to go back to Bigfoot land. This week, I want to try to get down into the ravine, the maze, and check out where I found Bigfoot in the hole at. Some of you older subscribers who've been following me for a while, you've seen that video where me, Mike, and Jeff found, we came up to that hole and the rock face and it curved in and there was a Bigfoot squatted in there looking out at us. And I didn't see it at first. There was Mike and Jeff and then me lined up sideways and we came up to this hole and Mike sounded off first. He could like see into the angle back there. And he said, "Dad, there's something in that hole." And Mike, we're here to film it. If there's something in there, we'll film it. I'll get it on film. I'm filming. I couldn't see nothing. All I could see was just like a black hole. He could see all the way back and around that curve. I couldn't. And then Jeffrey, he leaned over and said, "Dad, there is something in there. You might want to look in there." So I was like, "What the hell are they talking about?" So I stepped over where Mike was, over on the other side where I could see in around that curve and to the hole. And I seen a Bigfoot squatted down. He turned his head sideways, looked at me with his big brown yellow eyes. So I grabbed the kids. I grabbed them and come on, let's go. I dropped everything and just took up and went up on top of the rock where he was at behind him. And I got the kids down to like a safe spot back down onto the trail. And then I came back up and filmed him again. And when I came over to the side where Mike was the second time, he kind of like juked. He juked like he's gonna come out at me. And I said, "Woo!" And I went down to the side of the rock and I ran down and grabbed Jeff and Mike. I bolted out of there. It's like he juked at me and shit, scared the shit out of me. But I'm going down there Sunday to see if there's any hit up in that hole, see what's going on. Harold. It might have been Deb down there beating her chest. She told me she going be careful. She gonna jump off a rock down on me. Are you leaving, Mary?
Hit the like button for you.
My dogs are going off. But see you later, Brenda, if you're leaving. Renee's leaving. Whoever's leaving, I'll catch you guys next week.
Hit the like button.
Jeff, did it sound like chest? No, it was on wood. It was wood on wood drumming. Definitely wood on wood. It was offbeat. I'm done with Cookie. Cook. You want to go live?
Yeah.
Same to you, James. Good to see you on, James Spoon. I ain't heard from you in a while. But let's see. It's in there.
No, go around with Daddy.
Where?
What? Where's my money at? That's Maria.
I'm sitting here on live. What are you doing? Take the dog somewhere. All right, guys. They're just crashing my whole live stream, but it's my kids. You know how kids can be. You trying to mix in a little bit? No, not really. I'm not. I wasn't trying to mix in. Kind of dog is the little one. He's a Chihuahua, or she's a Chihuahua. Then Ted's a Pomeranian, and they're both being a pain in my ass right now. Two thoughts around me, and James, you still out there in Colorado, Rocky Mountains? You have any activity lately up there in the mountains? I can't wait to take that trip out there. But we're definitely going out this spring. It's already planned. It's on the calendar. We're going down there this year. It ain't going. It's going to be the end of spring, beginning of summer, but we're definitely going down there. I want to run right into you, James Spoon. You got the spots. You got all the spots. I want to check out a couple of them caves you got down there too.
Come on, Daddy.
So I can't wait to get out there. Put them in the bedroom. Yeah, that's where they're working on. They're working their way to the bedroom. Where Leanne's on here. Oh, hey, my little baby girl's on here. Leanne Beth.
Hi, sister. Hey, sis.
Sheila's World. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you brought that up. And Sheila, if you're on here, I hope you get better. I hope you feel better. And man, I hope everything works out for you. And definitely once you get back on your feet so we can hit this up right after Christmas. I want to get out there, Sheila. Don't think you're getting out of it. But guys, Sheila had a fall the other day. She had to go to the hospital. They flighted her out. She fell down and fractured 13 bones in her face. So Sheila, I hope you get better, and I'll be praying for you. We're definitely praying for you. I'm glad to hear that you made it home. I hope you're on here watching us, and get your ass up out of bed because we gotta hit them woods, Sheila. We gotta go to Sheila's World. Everybody waiting for it. I seen Sheila on here earlier, but she fell down and broke some bones around her. She broke her nose, 13 bones shattered around her nose. Man, and I can't. She's a older lady. Don't tell her I said that, but she's older and she's like having more problems walking as she gets older. And she was coming from the kitchen to the living room and fell where the carpet meets up in the living room. And man, I was sad to hear when I heard about that. But Sheila, I'll be praying for you. And as soon as you're up and ready, as soon as the weather lets us get out there, Sheila, let's hit them woods running. I know you're ready for it as much as I am. We just got to get Joe's ass out there too. Scary stuff. Yeah, Sheila will. That's why I can't. I don't want nobody to know. Don't tell her that I said she was old, because she don't like that shit. She don't like that shit. I messed up, called her old lady one time on one of the videos, and I didn't think that she watched my videos. I was telling you guys about her, and I accidentally said that she was old. And when I walked into her house, my uncle went in first, and then I came in behind him and came out around him. And she punched me so hard in my ribs and my gut. For an old lady, she knocked the wind out my ass. I mean, she caught me off guard. She definitely said, I told her I'll never ever. She's not old. She far from old. She got a lot of years left. Fred, Harold, Fred. I seen him yesterday. I know I seen Fred today. Everything's working out for him. He got his hearing coming up on the 21st to go to sentencing. I think he's got house arrest. He's gonna do the house arrest at his mom's. He got 3 months house arrest to do, and then he's back into the woods with Jeff. For real, James, I'm definitely coming out. That's where I want to be, 14,000 feet up. That's what I said. I got watched because Martha, she definitely might be. I seen her on her earlier comment. So Sheila, we're praying for you. I hope you feel better because, man, I can only imagine the pain and the broken 13 bones or fractures in her face and her nose is shattered. Brian said I'm drunk.
Good for you.
Yeah, Michelle for defending the old man, but he's doing 3 months house arrest. He pleaded guilty. He's going to do that at his mom's house and he'll be back out in the woods. So probably right after March, you'll see Fred back out there again. Maybe sooner. Maybe I get him out there a couple times before he goes on house arrest. Yeah, I know. In July, remember that month? It was snowing in July. But we're going back there. James Boone got a spot up there, and we're going to go up there with him for about a week, 2 weeks. Him with Colorado Bigfoot. We're going to go up there and just do collabs, do some videos out there. Colorado Bigfoot got a lot of interesting video. I mean, he got a lot of structures out there, monster structures. I can find small, medium sized 4 to 8 inch trees getting twisted and bended, and he's finding 22, 30 inch trees ripped out of the ground, twisted, bowed. Colorado Bigfoot, when it comes to structures, he's finding some shit. But he needs to go in. That's where they play in the nighttime. He needs to go deeper in, where the brushes grow up in to the dark spots where he knows they're at and he won't go. That's where he needs to go to. That's where he's gonna take me to. I can't wait to get out there with you guys. I see you, Jolie. Good to see you on. Yeah, Fred's crazy. He does some crazy shit though. That's one thing about Fred, and that's why he'll always be a part of the team. You said go ahead and check that out, and Fred's the first one down in that hole. No matter the size of the hole, no matter how deep that hole is. Who said that? That's what's up. But no matter how deep that hole is, Fred will jump in with no problem, with no problem whatsoever. Yeah, I know you do, and I'll be out there. Moderators, could you go ahead and block him? Thanks. Block Dakota. See you later, Dakota. Have a nice day. You gotta stay mobile. Yeah, you definitely do. Stay on the move. You never know what you're gonna run into out there. Any day of the week, Dakota. But anyways, any chance you could ever get back to that cabin in the middle of nowhere? Man, I've been working for that for like 2 years. The thing with that cabin is that if that I ever made it back to that cabin, only two things are going to happen. I'm going to end up killed, or I'm going to end up the most famous person on the planet because I know a lot more about them now, and that's a place that's nothing but Bigfoot. Hundreds and hundreds. That's just that place blew my mind. That once I get going again, I think I'm gonna go back to that area. She knows she said she put that area on GPS and zoomed in on the Google Maps. I think I'm gonna try to rent a cabin around that area later on in the summertime and see if I can somehow sneak over to that cabin somehow. I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to that part of the woods and get over there. I'm gonna try something. Now that we're talking about that cabin area, I'm gonna try something in Pennsylvania, Connersville, Pennsylvania, Dakota. Get on me on Facebook. I'll send you my address personally because I like people like you. Yeah, that cabin's in Pennsylvania. It's on the border of Pennsylvania. It's a Semahoning State Forest. It's borderline with private property on the far on the border of New York and Pennsylvania. It's Semahoning State Forest, and I'm not sure what the it's like 100 miles. I'm not sure if it's reserved forest or what, but there's thousands and thousands of miles of nothing but forest. And there's a state park, Semahoning State Park, and a private forest like connect each other, and we was right dead in the middle of that line. And I swear to you, I'm gonna try to work something out on that. That's definitely something at the top. Another thing that's on the top of my list for the summer. That's something we couldn't do in the wintertime because up there they get 3 4 foot of snow. That's high up in Appalachian. Yeah, me too. Me too, Bobby. I've been talking to him for a while. Me, him, and Rio supposed to meet up this summer actually. This past summer, me, him, and Rio was actually supposed to meet up out there and do like a week thing where all the researchers just gather up out there in one spot and like comb that whole forest side, that whole mountainside with nothing but cameras and just start one end and work our way to the other end. One of us had to film, bound to film something, but something happened something happened with Rio, which we all know, and that got canceled. But I've been working on other things to get up out there. That's a great spot out there in the Rocky Mountains. I've been there before years ago when I was about 13, 14. I lived out that way. So I know what's out there and I can't wait to get back out there. There really is. James know what he's saying. And Colorado, he's prime witness right there. He got so much footage of Bigfoot, evidence of Bigfoot, that his footage alone is enough to prove to the world that there's something out there. Not alone the stuff that I have. James Boone got pictures every day posting up on Facebook. I mean, there's so much evidence out there that there's a creature out there, regardless of what it is, where it came from. There's something out there, and that's why another thing I was talking about with some of my friends. Why do we have scientists? Why do we pay scientists with our tax money, and they're going to lie to us, or keep the truth for themselves to benefit themselves? Why are we paying them to learn for themselves? You know what I mean? That kind of pisses me off with this world when it comes to the science level of it. And then you go take your proof to the scientists, they shrug it off like they're not making nothing off of it, so push it under the rug. But the scientists are really getting under my skin with taking our money and then going in, doing the research and getting paid for whatever. And then they don't even tell us the outcome of what they discovered first. You know what I mean? It's just I don't think that's really too right when it comes to the scientists. They get pissed if I tell them how I felt about them. I don't think we need them because what we got them for. They're not telling us nothing. They're tanking millions of dollars of people's tax money every year to do research on cancer, on Bigfoot or whatever, and what are we getting in the outcome? They're not telling us nothing. They're keeping everything for themselves. So why do we even have scientists? It blows my mind with these people, and we keep on paying them. It don't make sense for them to tell us nothing. We gotta go do the work ourselves to find out. That's the only way we're going to know anything is we do this shit ourselves. We pay them for us to go do our own job. It don't make no sense. There really is, James. I agree with you. What is your Facebook? Jeffrey Friend. Into the Woods with Jeff. More people need to know research the mountains and Yeah, they really do. You're right. They definitely do. Right. You're right, Michelle. I agree with you. Hey, I can't, everybody's on there pretty much right. I can't, and they don't want the public to know. And they'll do anything to keep it a secret. That even makes you wonder what's there to hide with them, because they found new species of monkeys just a couple years ago, and they released that. There's something about these things that they don't want us to know, whether they created them and released them for their own purpose, or whether they've been there the whole time and we're a part of them and they want to hide that fact of it. Or there's something with them that they don't want us to find out, that would probably let a couple other cats out of the bag if we did find out about that one. So it's something I don't think they'll ever admit to us, that they're out there. You just got to take a walk through the woods and go see them for yourself. If you don't, you'll never know. And you can't take my word for it. You definitely got to go see for yourself, or even come out with me. I'll take you out there. I turned one of Fred's ex girlfriend was one of the hardest persons. Man, I had so much different footage to show her, and she still said it was an elk, it was a bear crossing, or it was a rabbit that jumped over. It was always something other than what it was. They stacked rocks up on the back porch on the cabin. Oh, that was from last summer. My cousin's little brother's kids put that on there, and we were just out there that night before. Came back out the next morning. There's stack of rocks, but she just came up with so many things that, or other reasons, that what it was really was. So how I finally convinced her, the last day we was up at that cabin, I told them to pack up the car while I run out to get the deer cams, so we can just save time and we can head out before the rush hour, the morning rush hour. So they agreed. They started packing up the car, and I headed out to the forest to get the deer cams. And as I was going up to get them, they walk up to the forest to get the deer cam. As soon as I hit the wood line, I was filming, and the tree that I was going up, that right in front of the tree was a deer cam, and behind the tree was a Bigfoot standing there with a log, like he was going to take my head off if I walked up past that tree. I'm glad that the camera was here and not back there, but he stayed behind that tree and just looked, like watching me behind that tree with that log sticking out. Like he was really going to use it as a baseball bat and take my head off with it. And I was filming. I was walking up to talking about the camera. They right 20 feet from the camera, they put like these little structures, almost like an arrow pointing up to where the camera was. Like if you pass this point, as soon as you step past that line, the camera would go off. And I was filming that on film, showing that telling everybody that they put this here. As soon as you cross this line, the camera goes off, and you can see the Bigfoot cat poking out behind the tree. So I walk up to grab the camera, and I was telling everybody what happened with the camera, and I packed it away. And the whole time, the thing's right behind this tree. Well, I hear something to my right. I heard a twig break, so I hurry up and look, see what it was. And there was another one, a female, looking out, poked out from behind the tree. And she watched that footage when we went home that night. She watched that footage, and the whole room was quiet. I looked at Kristen, Fred's ex girlfriend, Kristen. I said, "What do you think now?" She said, "It was definitely real. That was a real Bigfoot." She had, I finally made her a believer after all that. She said that Bigfoot was going to take your head off. If I would have had to walk past that tree, it would have killed me. It, without a doubt, that thing would have. That I had my near death experience with a Bigfoot that day. He would, if for some reason, he would have killed me. I think if I would have walked past that point. Right, right. James right about that. You definitely got to watch. I'm hearing my people. They just for fun. I see you on there, Tina. No, that was on my first channel. That first channel that got deleted. I had so much great footage. That's why I lost everything because I just had too much undeniable proof of Bigfoot on that first channel. They wiped it out. They completely destroyed my both computers that was running desktops. They destroyed them. They burned them up. They wiped out my channel, hacked my channel. They hacked my Facebook page. They hacked my Twitter, my Google accounts. Like my whole life on social media was totally compromised, totally twisted, and they pretty much took it over for a minute. They took it over. Um they was getting revenue off of it, and Google finally sent me a email asking me that there was a security alert with everything. Then they finally did a search on and tried to make everything right. But in the outcome, I end up losing everything. WBFRO, Bigfoot Association, ended up with all my videos. Somehow, mysteriously, they ended up with all my videos. They still have all my videos. I would like to have back WBFRO. You can keep everything else. I'd like to have some of my videos back, but they ended up with all my shit that I can't get a hold of today. If you look up them videos from that first channel, it says this video been removed by YouTube or the editor or whatever. That's not the case. The case was that it was hacked and it was taken, and, and the only people that I found with them videos yet to this day BFRO Association, which is what I was talking about last week. Any association, now that I'm getting close to the end of this live stream, anything with the add-on of association with that group is funded by the government, paid by the government, and they're paid to deter you away from keeping Bigfoot a secret, which is making Rio look like a joke, making me myself look like a joke, Colorado Bigfoot, just making us look like a joke, discrediting us any way that they can, and that's what their job is to do. It's not to go out and look for them or to put a protection on them or anything like that. Is to keep us from getting close to them, and they're doing a good job at it. But what I my message is to them: keep following, keep tracking me. That means I'm getting close to them. But I'm done talking about that. They don't do nothing but piss me off. You want to check out a scary hunt? Go watch Tim Wells, Bigfoot's best bow hunter in the world, guys. James, I'm gonna check that out after this, James. See what's going on with it. I seen that Bigfoot attack that you guys sent me earlier. That was pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't cool that he got attacked, but that shows you got to definitely be careful of your surroundings at all time because you never know. You never know what's around there, what's over that log. You never know what's going to reach out and grab you. Be careful. Be be sure what's on the. I mean, you can't you can't be too careful in the forest because it can always turn on you in seconds. But just be as careful as you can when you guys are out there. I am concerned that they might have closed some in the caves that blocked all. No, I don't think they did. No, there's another way out. There's a big hole, and when I went down to film that big hole, I seen scratch marks coming. There's a tree that loops up. There's scratch marks climbing the whole way out. They're still going in and out of there. When we first got up to the big hole on the far side, we heard something crashing, big and heavy, crashing away from us when we got down in there. So there's something still going in and out of that cave, and they're still way in and out of there. So that's not out off of the books yet. We're still going to do that shit. We're going to do that overnight in the cave. It's just not yet. It's the weather ain't ready for it. There's too much rain. It's going to be flooded down in there. But guys, that's coming. That's coming. I can't tell you guys when, but that's definitely coming. Where's Freddy the Ferret? He's at his mom's getting his shit together. He's getting ready to start some house arrest. He, I'm gonna try to get him out in the woods a couple more times before he got to start house arrest. But if not, he might not be back until about February, March. He'll be back out in the woods, but maybe sooner. How's the car coming along? Brenda, I took that car to the junkyard. I sent it straight to the junkyard. I'm gonna start over next month. I'm gonna get Christmas out of the way, get my kids out of the way for this month, get this shit done and over with, and then next month I'm gonna start working on new equipment, car, my quad. I'm all that. I gotta start all back over from scratch because this past year I pretty much lost all everything. Got to start back over. But we all go through it. We all overcome it. We'll all get back up and get back out there. Yeah, when I'm out there, it seemed I said that in one of the videos when I was out there. It seemed like when I get back in the Bigfoot land up on around the second and third layer, my ears will start ringing. And I like last time I wrote it off because I just came from low altitude up the mountain. I was thinking my ears still got to pop. That's probably what it is, the pressure in my ears. But it happens every time I go up there. My ears will ring when I get back there by them rocks. I don't know if there's a stronger magnetic field back there or if something definitely going on with that ear ringing shit. Or sometimes I'll just write off maybe my sugar's up, or but there's definitely something going on with that ear ringing. It's happening too much for it to be nothing. You know what I mean? I've been trying to smoke this bugler for like 10 minutes now. I've been holding it, talking, and finally, thanks, Tina. That's 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 my dog man. Ah, James, I believe you. No shit. Now, 2 years ago, if you had said that, I probably laughed at you like you was crazy, like people laugh at me with Bigfoot. But messing up around that maze down far on the far end of that maze, up in between the cracks, there was a dog man laid back, and where I'm walking past the crack of it, he's sitting there, and then he leaned up and showed his teeth as I'm walking past. So there's definitely dog man in them rocks. He had a long snout, ears on top of his head, the whole 9 yards. It blew my mind. So they're definitely out there, and I don't know what they are. I don't know where what they are, if they're related or another inbreed of Bigfoot. I don't have no idea what they are, but they're real. They're definitely out there. Dogman, look like the real. Hey, I see them firsthand. Me and Fred both seen them firsthand when we walked right past it. It leaned up like it was going to actually do something to it. Showed its teeth and everything like a wolf would. Like the head, the neck up was all wolf, and the rest was a Bigfoot type, but built. And the legs was different. The legs was like paws. Feet was like paws. It wasn't feet.
Oh no. I'll be going no combat.
Right, Harold? Hey, like I said 2 years ago, I said you're crazy, but me and Fred had experience with a dog, man. They're definitely real, without a doubt. Yeah, yeah, that's why a lot of people stay quiet for the longest time because we get ridiculed for everything we come out and say, hey, like my uncle, he knows that they're out there. We go riding quads out there last summer. He's seen for himself. He's seen the signs. He's starting to point shit out to me. But if you get him around a couple people, he'll deny it. Like he won't admit it to anybody. But yeah, I mean, in the back of his mind, he knows they're out. There's something out there. There's something doing shit. They're moving shit, and the animals don't do. But he still won't admit it. They don't want people to freak out. I don't I think there's a little bit more to it, Mary, because they're spending a lot of money to hide them, and they're going out of their way to keep it a secret. So I think there's a little bit more than that. Than people freaking out about it. Yeah, forbid they would lose a lot of money because the loggers would quit going in and doing their job. People would quit going in into the woods period for obvious reasons, camping, vacationing out there. all the way around they'll lose money. So they definitely ain't going to tell you that there's a monster in the woods. Was my encounter was terrifying. Would take 10 human heads. Right. I don't know what they are, but they're definitely there, without a doubt. I know firsthand the dogmen are real. You talking about Sheila? That's what I said. I'm gonna go visit her the next couple of days, see how she's doing. Big Wolf. Big Wolf ain't the word for it. And he was laid back like a human, like in between the rocks, laid back like this. And as we was walking by, he kind of like leaned up and showed his teeth at us, and we just kept on moving, blew my mind. He didn't make not a sound, not a move, not nothing, just like lift his head up a little bit and show his teeth, like keep on moving. And that's what we did too. We kept on moving. It definitely is. Like wildfire. They definitely are multiplying. I hear a lot of now that I've seen one, I've been doing a lot, watching a lot of videos about them, trying to see what they're about. If anybody knows where they came from or what they are, or if anybody had more experience than me. And there's so many different encounters of Dogman. It's about just as much as Bigfoot, if not more. They kind of roll side and side with each other. I don't think they're the same entities. I think they might be two different species, or I don't know. I can't even sit here and pretend like I know what they are. I couldn't. I don't know, but I know they're out there. These Hollywood movies are more real than people would believe. Yeah, like Noah was saying, I think they base a lot of this shit off of real times because I've been paying attention. The movies from 10 years ago, they came out 10 years ago, is going on today. It's happening today. If you go, the movie today is going to happen 10 years from now, and it's been going on like that for like the last 50 years. They it's hard to explain, but there's definitely some shit going on with the movies that's coming out and that are trending. It seems like every year a certain topic would just trend for that year. 10 years from later, whatever was trending, it's happening. No matter what you want to look up or whatever comes to mind, look it up. And 10 years ago, I guarantee you'll see that something happened along them lines. Was just telling my sister how these are movie people know how they look. Right. Brenda, you're definitely right on. James, I have no idea what they are. That I seen a lot of when I Googled Dogman, I seen a lot of stuff comes up from the Skinwalker Ranch and around that area. But that's to do with a certain tribe of Indians, and I think that's what that stems from. But I don't know what they are. I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. You guys know more than me when it comes to the dog man. I know I seen one. I know they're real. Fred, we both had the same encounter at the same time. Elena, I don't mess around with that ghost shit. Now I say that at the same time. Here shortly, once Fred finishes up this house arrest stuff, my other channel is going to be about haunted places. We're going to go back to some of these places that we had activity at, and the cave is one of them for that other channel. Gettysburg, Jamonsville, Pennsylvania. It's got a lot of war history. We're going to be checking out them places. We got a guy in Gettysburg that does reenactments there. He's going to give us a tour through the night. One night this spring out there with him and his wife. We got that planned up coming up for that channel. So we this summer we definitely got a lot planned, a lot coming up. It just we gotta get through these obstacles now. So I was naughty for Christmas. Okay, Dixie.
I could jerk off my leg.
That's not even funny. I don't know about that with the dog whistle, but I tried. I have one. I definitely take one out there and try it. Okay, Dixie, where my moderators at? Hey, that's the when they come up with the moderators, that's the best thing you guys could have ever did. You got your girls are doing a great job with these moderators. I mean, with these people. Thanks. See, there they go right there. I didn't even get a chance to get to them. My moderators got to them first. They doing their job. Good job, guys. But hey, whoever just got blocked, see you when I see you. this this is fun. You guys are doing all right. But anyways, what's a gig week? Robert Morgan. I don't know. But that's Indian. That's Indian word. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know what it means, but I've seen it before. Me too. Especially when you go out with Omar and them, going out to them spots. I ain't even gonna get into that one. But yeah, them guys are great. I watch them all the time, every night. Actually, when I get off here, I'll probably check them out, see how they doing, see what's going on. And it's cool. I finally, guys, we've been on here almost an hour and a half, no problems. That's good shit. That's good shit. Bigfoot type 2, 3, 4. I seen where there was like 4 different types. I've been watching the videos. Whoever came up with that, and they're probably on to something. There probably is, just like us. How there's many different races of us of humans. It's probably the same thing with them. They're probably different races throughout the whole world. What do you think they are? People or innate? Uh, I don't. I can't. I don't know. But if I had to guess, I'd say both. Because if you look one in the face, he looks just like a man. Some of them. Some of them have no hair at all on their face, and they look just like a person looking at you. You can actually see the emotions in their face and their eyes. When you look in their eyes, you can see the emotion that make you say, "Man, that's a person looking back at me." But then they'll do something else that will say, "That's a wild animal that will fuck you up." So it's I can't say it's animal or human because I see both. So I don't know what they are, where they came from, or how they got there, but I do know that they're there. Neanderthal, that possible, very good possibility. They got the eye bridge, they got the head. Every feature that a Neanderthal would have is definitely in a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. So I would point definitely to that direction as a Neanderthal. Malgina, Vincent. That's what yeah, early man. That's what comes to my mind. But I've seen some with hair, like their whole face is completely hairy. They're around their eyes, their round hair, bottom of their eyes, their hair. Some I see with none. But most of them, every single counter I've ever had over the last 5 years, they always like cover their mouth up, or they'll take their elbow and cover it from the nose down. I don't know if that's like their defense to hide or what it is, but they always cover their mouth up. And if you notice, like in a lot of Colorado Bigfoot videos, when he captures them, they're always doing that same thing. They're either using their whole forearm to cover the bottom part of their mouth up, or they'll take their black hand and cover their mouth up. I think it's so we don't see their teeth, but I don't know the real reason why they do it. But I notice they always do that when they get close to us. That's the first thing they'll do is they'll cover up the bottom half of their face. Did you find out what was bleeding in the video? Vincent, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure it was a deer. I'm most positive it was a deer, but I don't know what did it because I followed human one set of human tracks back in there, and they kind of made a right turn, and the blood took kept on going straight. So I followed the blood splash out around this rock, and they kind of ended. The deer tracks, the blood, it all ended. It went through my mind that something reached down over the rock and grabbed it up and took off with it. But there's no tracks, no sign. Usually a hunter would gut it and leave the guts later and drag off the deer. There was no drag marks nowhere. There was just blood. That was it. No fight or struggle, no nothing, nothing nowhere. And there was drumming back in there. That was so. I felt like he was trying to lead me back in there to ambush me or so I V-lined it out the other direction. I had a bad experience already once with them things. I wasn't trying to let them corner me up by myself, and like he was setting me up for another kill. So I got out of there. Me too, Mary. I watch him all the time. I probably watch him after this. Him and Omar, G Team. I kind of backed off of Mo Sargi a little bit. I'm disappointed in him. Hey, he was one of my. I watched him all the time. Most RG. Oh my gosh, James. James got a new girl, Chelsea. I've been watching them all, but I kind of slacked off of Mo. I didn't get a chance to eat Mo yet, Most RG, but I'm going to on that matter. That's one thing you'll never catch me doing. I'll never fake none of my videos. I go out there with my friends, my family, whatever happens out there, experiencing it with you guys. We're experiencing it together. Whatever happens, happens. There's no staging. If nothing happens, then it's just gonna be a boring ass video for that week. But most of the time, something does. Usually, chances are, whether I get chased by a deer, bear, Bigfoot runs me out. Something happens every time I go up there, and that's what keeps me going back because the suspense of, damn, what the hell's gonna happen next? What am I gonna find next? You never know. Hey Jeff, do you believe in all the Bigfoot woo? I believe I'll be honest with you guys. I believe that it's an animal that that's really there. I don't believe that it can shape shift. I don't believe that it can go into different realities. I think animal that or it's a real creature that's out there and it lives just like us. It can higher dimension shit. I think they might be able to like zap you, they turn you away. They're more into their senses than we are. We got what 5, 6 senses. They probably got 15, 20 senses. It's a lot stronger than our senses. So I mean, I think they're like us, just a lot more powerful. But I don't think that spiritual shit. I don't. Maybe their souls guarding the ones that's running around. Because I did take some pictures, some strange pictures with deer cams. I got a picture of a full body Bigfoot standing coming up from a field into the woods, and right up to the right of him was a gigantic Bigfoot head, the same size of the Bigfoot that was standing there. So it was like his spiritual guardian was over top of watching over him. It was a weird picture that I couldn't explain, but it was definitely a face of a Bigfoot standing right there over top of one standing there. So there's some things that happen I can't explain. Scott Malika sent me some footage out of my video. There was two Bigfoot sitting up against a rock, and they was watching me pass. And a blue beam of light came down and landed on the blue one, and like scanned across to the female and went back up, gone. I can't explain that. Scott Malika is sending me that footage. I have that on my phone. I can't explain it. I still to this day, I don't know if it was an alien or if it was the government checking in on them, but a blue beam came down on the male and scanned over to the female and went back up, gone. I still have that footage, and That I can't explain something, what it was, why it was, what happened, but it was just something that weird that happened in the forest. I caught it on film. I can't explain it. I hit the like button. Thanks, Tina. CJ too. Yeah, CJ, he's new. I like him. I like him to a point. He he needs he's learning. It's just he's like me. He's jumpy. He gets scared too quick, and that's what makes a video interesting because you can see that that's real original fear in him, and it's not something that's planned or made up. You can tell. You can pretty much see the difference. God is watching over you, Jeff, and not these creatures with haircut. You're right, without a doubt, Harold. Without a doubt, these Bigfoots. You will taste that thing. Exactly. I, I'm glad you said that, James. This past weekend, I swear there was a skunk up there, but it wasn't. It's like the taste was so strong I could taste it in my mouth. I know I'll be facing one direction, looking at something, and then I turn around with the camera, and then the smell would just like smack me in the face. It just like piss, skunk, must. It's like sewer. It was like 4 or 5 different smells all wrapped in one. Like it was nasty. It was the nastiest smell, and it was like right there, right around me. I think it was whatever was drumming was right on top of me, around me. He was close, whatever it was. I know what it was, but I never smelt that smell before. Not on that, not that smell. It's like he slept with a skunk or something. I never smelt that smell. Or maybe he let off a hormone scent or something, but it was bad. It was a bad smell. What you take on the missing 411 cases? Um, well, I don't know. I don't know how to look at that missing 411 because I can't say that they're not taking them. I know that they're coming up missing. So I don't know. I think it comes to a point when if a Bigfoot would attack, I think if you make eye contact with a Bigfoot and it knows that you know that it's there, that's when you got a problem. If you're walking by and they don't think that you see it, it'll never attack. You'll never have a situation with it. I think the ones that come up missing is the ones that actually look over and make eye contact with it instead of walking past him, and it knows that you know that it's there, and that's when you get jumped on. I had 3 or 4 different cases when I walked feet within feet right past one. He'd be right here, and as I'm passing him, the person Fred be behind me filming, and as I'm passing him, he showed his teeth, and he'd be right here, and he would wait till I get right here, and then show his teeth at me, and then I walk past him, and then he closed his mouth back up and let Fred walk past him. He could have just shook us, just squeezed us. He could have did anything, but he let us walk right past him. But I think if one of us would have lost contact with him while he was right there, a foot from us, if one was just one glimpse at him and he would have seen that, we wouldn't have walked out of there. I think that's I think that's my take on the missing 411. I think that's the only way that a Bigfoot would attack if he knows that you know that he's there. Yeah, that's when you have problems. You will know when you come across one, right, James? Definitely. You said a mouthful right there. That's the best way to put. Maybe Bigfoot ate a skunk hey, I never know, James. I bet your little dog could have tracked him. Yeah, but I don't think I think they take Cookie. That's why I don't never want to take her to the woods. My mind says let's go for Cookie. You want to go find Bigfoot with me, but at the same time they'll find a way to split her up from me, or she'll run off chasing one or something, and I'll never get her back. So my dog's safe right here. I can't lose my dog.
Yep.
That's Cookie.
Someone else. Someone else.
Thanks, Brenda. She said you sneeze. Yeah, I got Mercedes and Maria for the weekend.
Hi.
Mike, Money Mike, he's fired. He's fired, guys. Money Mike gonna be fired for the rest of the winter time. I ain't even gonna talk about Money Mike, but I smoked this bugler when my daughter runs away again. But Money Mike, you'll see him maybe springtime, summertime, maybe next the following summer, no time soon. Kim said hi, Maria.
Huh? Kim said hi. Huh?
Coyotes will take cookie from you, right? There's plenty of coyotes out there. We had a bad experience. Me, Mike, Jeffrey, and Fred, the first camping trip out there, out. It was up above the ravine, back behind Bigfoot in the hole. We camped the very first night. It was camping gone wrong out there. It was all bad. That was our first bad experience out there with it. Put put him on a bench. Oh yeah, Harold, he's done. He's definitely done. For the simple fact, I called Mike up just past Sunday when I found the blood trail. Mike was supposed to be with me. He said, "Dad, I'm getting dropped off Saturday morning. I'll be there. I'll be ready for Sunday, so we can go out to the woods together." He told me he was coming. All right, Mike, I'll be here waiting on you. I come home Saturday afternoon. No Mike. I call him up. I said, Mike, you going to the woods with me? He said you was coming out. He said, "Where's Fred at, Dad? I thought Fred was going with you." Oh, you the one told me you was coming down to go to the woods with me. Yeah, you got that girlfriend. Ever since Mike got that girlfriend, Mike don't want nothing to do with the woods. The only way I can get Mike to the woods, I gotta take his girlfriend to the woods. So, as far as I'm concerned, Money Mike, happy birthday, but you're fired. You're fired. I'm like Trump. You're fired. Man, you were scared. It was terrifying. It was like a movie. It's like it was a horror movie, and I was in it. Do me a favor, Sadie. Eat this, put some coffee in it, heat it up, so I can smoke my bugler. Thank you. Guys, I've been on here almost 2 hours. I need my bugler. I really need to quit, guys. It's catching up to me. It really is catching up to me. I can feel it when I'm walking up the mountains, upside that mountain tops. Usually I can walk a couple hundred yards before I'm out of breath, but it seems like a couple of feet and I gotta take a break. And he is not going to draw no unemployment either. Yeah. Did you put some in there?
Yeah.
6 miles from Marathon. Good to see you on there, Bree. Gotta get his shirt straightened out. Is that what you said? I'm gonna take his shirts off of the market. No Money Mike shirts, no nothing. It's gonna be off the market for a minute. Sit over there so I can smoke this cigarette. Guys, every morning I listen to some of James' stories. He got some crazy experiences up there in the Rocky Mountains. That's why I can't wait till the spring get up there, get with him and see what's going on. I want to check. He got 2 caves out there that they didn't seal up yet. Knock on wood. I hope they don't touch him. God forbid they touch him cave. But James got some caves up there in the Rocky Mountains. You know where they're at. He been kind of lately. It seemed like he been leaving them alone. But this spring, James, we gotta get it together and get out there and check that out, man. Get that on film. And Bree, tell Mike he's fired.
Breathe on?
Yeah. Tell Money Mike he's fired.
Michael's right next to him.
Oh, if Bree's commenting, Bree, Mike's right beside you. Hi, Mike. You're fired. Colorado Rocky Mountains. Yep. Kim will be there this spring coming up. Like the beginning of summer, the end of spring, we're gonna take a trip out there. I've been around the world. Yeah, we was talking about that. You gonna have to cook something up for me. Some 5-star shit. I went to culinary arts myself, James. So I know about the cooking. Mike, you're done. No unemployment for Mike. No, Mike wasn't getting paid anyways. Shit, I wish I was getting paid. Born and raised in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a beautiful place. It's just not a place you want to stay. There's nothing here. There's no jobs, no none of that. It's like a dead end road in Pennsylvania, but it's the most beautiful place to come to visit. There are many attractions to come and see. It really is a great place to be. It's just not for a long period of time. I got a place near humans. Well, we'll be checking it out, James. Just coming soon. We'll set something up later on. I'll message you later on. Michelle, Money Mike's tied up in females. He stood me up like 3 times now, so I had to turn into Trump and fire his ass. Thanks, Sadie. You have a good night, Vera. I'll see you next week. Thanks, Brenda. What's your channel name? My channel name's Jeff Friend Into the Woods with Jeff. You know what my channel name is, Harold.
Well,
oh, you mean James? James, I don't think James has a channel. He takes a lot of pictures though on Facebook. If you check on Into the Woods, actually check on James. James Spoon. Post your link on Facebook up so they can check out some of your pics. You got a lot of crazy pics.
See, look, they're spelled the same. Agreed on.
Yeah, I definitely will, ma. Cook for two presidents, Hulk Hogan 15. Yeah, I forgot about that. Grandma. I'm smoking. Go over there. Thank you.
Cooking for.
Yeah, I forgot about that, James. I forgot you told me about that. Hulk Hogan. Would that be crazy to get Hulk's ass out to the woods? Could you imagine that? He'd go out there flexing on Bigfoot, see who's bigger and shit with his 20-something inch arms. He's always bragging about. That'd be cool shit. Hey James, we need to get Hawk out there while we're out there. Get him more film. That'd be crazy as shit. He probably getting too old nowadays. All them years of wrestling done broke him down. And all them ex-wives he got, they broke him down too. That's probably why you're retired right now. Awesome finds. Yeah, James, my mom goes everywhere she goes, she'll find one certain rock that like catches her eye and she'll hold it. Every spot she goes to, Maryland, Missouri, Tennessee, everywhere we ever moved to, she got a rock from that spot. Here come Cookie with a toy. Come on, puppies. You can come lay down. Ghost watching with Jimmy and Amy on YouTube. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you need to put the links down below, James, so them guys can check you out. Ed Stanford. I'm not sure if I know him, but I'll look him up. I'll look him up. I live in New Mexico in the mountains and had it. That's a great story, and I believe it too. I bet you was both surprised. You surprised him just as much as he surprised you. You both went your own separate ways. That'd have been a cool experience to have. My daughter went to school for culinary. I went to school for culinary arts too. And what's weird about it, and like coming out of school, I went straight to school for culinary arts. I went there, mastered that, and got out, and then went back and got my certificates for welding and went a whole totally different direction. I never went like my passion is cooking, but like I chose welding. That's the only thing that was really around my area was either coal mining or going on a steel mill or out in the gas wells. So I went and got my degree in welding and did that for 12 years. And then corporal tunnel set in my spine. And I've been done. I've been out of work for a while now. All right, Julie, I'll catch you next week. You have a good one. Have a good Christmas if I don't catch you, Julie. I didn't run. I just stood there and shot right. You couldn't believe what the hell you was actually seeing. But that would definitely been a cool ass experience to see. Just to see what happened. What you know what I mean? He was in there looking for cooked food, just like a black bear would. I definitely that would have been one crazy experience. See one jump up out of the dumpster. You're walking down with the can, getting ready to throw your bag into the dumpster, and when you lift up a lid, a Bigfoot poke out and look at you and jump out, take off the other direction. That would blow my mind. And you know, I heard another story similar to that. When I first started Bigfooting, going out, and I just had my encounter. My sister's boyfriend, he come out. He's like, man, I never told nobody this before, but there was a school in Uniontown. It's called Kennedy, and on the backside of Kennedy, there's a stretch of woods to go around. He said he was sitting there playing basketball, him and his friend. He was up there playing basketball and his friend, and come a Bigfoot come walking out of the wood line down across the corner of the court and grabbed the bag out of the dumpster and took off back over to the wood line with the bag of garbage. And he didn't mind that he was there playing basketball or not. And they said they dropped the ball and we watched it come down across there. They took the bag and went back up like they wasn't even there. So they definitely do rate garbage, the dumpsters. He said he never told nobody about it. He didn't even tell his mom because she knew that no one would believe what he seen. He said he didn't even want to tell me, but he seen my videos and he said, I believe you because I had experience myself. And then he went in and told me that similar story. So they definitely do regard the dumpsters. All right, guys, it's been going on 2 hours. Hey, I don't want to cut it short because I'm surprised it lasted this long. We've been being hey, we ain't been talking about nothing that can get us in trouble this time around. So they've been letting me go live this week, guys. That's cool. That's cool. They left us alone this week, but I'm gonna get ready to put my kids to bed here shortly. Now we go for a little bit longer. It's still early yet. Unless you guys want to run, it's up to you guys. You want to hang out for a little bit, or you want to call it a night? I'll let you guys call the shots tonight. Does your Facebook got Northwest Bigfoot on it? Yeah, Harold. Nah, I think they're just leaving me be for the night. They're still around. They still watching. Big Brother's always watching. I got you, Harold. Thanks, man. After that, they put bear proof dumpsters in 10 foot. For that reason, they probably seen him on camera coming in, and then they probably told you it's because to keep the black bear out too. Why they put them locks on, but they know why they put them locks on. They didn't want no one else seeing that. They, it's called animal control and Bigfoot control. They definitely do it. All right, Nate. I'll catch you next week, next Friday night live. You have a good Christmas. What? Ma, you did what? All right, Robin. You have a good night, man. And Merry Christmas to you too, Robert.
Merry Christmas. Oh,
But yeah, when it comes to them dumpsters at nighttime and out in the woods, be cautious because it could be anything, and not just bears and Bigfoot, but anything could be in there. Them coons are just as dangerous. Them coons would jump the shit out you. There'd be about 8 or 9 of them jump out the dumpster and surround you, take whatever bag you got on you. They're right. Them raccoons, they could get dangerous sometimes. Some of them know karate and shit. Pull out that shit and then just, hey, watch out when it comes to them raccoons. They get clever. That's why they got them little black strip around their eyes, them little masks, them things. Hey, you can't trust a raccoon at all. I can't wait either, James. We're definitely gonna put that on the calendar, get that in the plan, get that plan rolling. But Brown, end of spring, beginning of summer, James, we're coming to you. We coming out there to you. Where you going, Mom? You ain't leaving yet. You came in late. You gotta stay late. Talking about goodbye. You ain't going nowhere, Mom. I'll call you up on chat, video chat. We'll be up on here live. Me and Mom together, side by side. He's starting to think that like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle living in. I'm just, I'm just playing with you guys. Gene,
so
what happened to the new equipment you were? We're not gonna get into that one.
it's for next video.
We're not gonna get it. Actually, yeah, we are. I didn't want to do this. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. But let's just say that package ain't come. It was a company from the UK. He was talking about sponsoring our team, and he's sending us the equipment over. He's manager of a traveling agency. I'm not giving him no names to give him no recognition because he don't deserve none in my book. But for months, last 3 months, he's been telling me that a package is coming with this equipment, with cameras, flares, um, batteries, etc. And he been lead me on every week saying that he tracked it. It's coming this Monday, or it's coming next Wednesday, or it got lost. It got sent back to him, and his crew got to send it back out. And let's say, long story short, he's just stringing me on and gassing me up. It's telling me the shit's coming, and I gotta learn, guys, that I gotta do this. If I want to do this shit, I gotta get it myself. I, I started in, I came in with, so I'm not depending on you guys or nobody else to get the equipment I need to go out and film what I want to film. It's my hobby, and like a dumbass, for some reason I felt like in the mind you guys are gonna help me get what I need to go out there and get shit done, and I shouldn't have that mindset. I do all different kinds of blankets, man. Well, guys, it's starting to shut down, so I'm gonna have to end it. I'm losing signal. I'm down to 2 bars on signal, even if you guys can even hear me. But I'm gonna go ahead cut this shot. I don't want me to end it, but it's starting to lag. Um, Guys, I hope I see you there next weekend. But coming up this week, coming up this week, you'll see the maze, you'll see the ravine, you'll see Bigfoot, and whatever time I have left throughout that day, I'll go check out a couple other spots. But guys, I want a chance to see you between now and then. You guys have a good Christmas, good New Year's. Don't drink too much without me. Bobby J, I definitely will stay safe. Don't forget to hit that like button on you guys' way out because YouTube been shitty with the revenue. So hit that like button to help me out with that side of it. Harold, you can hit me up on Messenger, the conversation, but it seemed like this is starting to lag a little starting to freeze up. So I'm gonna hurry up and cut this short before it starts messing with us. So guys, until this next stay tuned and make sure you tune in for next Friday Night Live because I'm gonna have a couple things lined up for you guys. Mom, you have a good night. I love you. Everybody else, you have a good Christmas. Everybody be safe. If you head to the woods, take a camera with you. That's your best protection. Everybody else, you guys have a good one. Have a good night. And I'm out.